Hello everyone, and welcome to our Cambridge research project. Today, we will dive deep into the uses of grapeseed powder, which is a potent yet often overlooked ingredient in the food industry. Our 5-minute journey will uncover the research, health benefits, and culinary applications of this wonderful natural ingredient. In today's fast-paced world, lifestyle-related health conditions like heart disease, inflammation, and obesity are on the rise. Processed foods lack essential nutrients, thus leading to health concerns. Our mission is to find healthier alternatives without sacrificing much of taste. And grapeseed powder is one such solution.
Grapeseed powder, as in the name suggests, are made of grape seeds. They are crushed and they are turned into a fine powder. This powder is full of nutrients and antioxidants that can help you with inflammation, oxidative stress, and this can further prevent chronic diseases like diabetes. This is, of course, an amazing alternative for those who are wary of their health and prefer a much more safer version of treats. So, why did we pick grapeseed powder? Well, its other alternative, the extracts, are much more harder to obtain, they're much more expensive to make, and they're, of course, much more complicated. While grapeseed powder, as stated before, are just crushed grapeseed, and they are much more cheaper and they're more accessible in the market, which is why we wanted to pick them, because many of you can also try to attempt to make these cookies.
To perform our research, we conducted an experiment with varying concentrations of grapeseed powders in batches of cookies to be given out. We conducted a survey for many different peoples of varying ages and recorded their responses, which we then used to find the general responses to each type of cookie in relation to the person's age and condition.
And another experiment to show the effects of baking on the grape seeds. We use a DBPH testing kit, which experiences color changes when subjected to these antioxidants. We conducted qualitative and quantitative analysis so that we would have complete results.
To define the variables, our control variables were the basic cookie ingredients, each split equally for each batch to ensure fairness in tastes and textures for all batches. The time extracted for each group in the oven was 25 minutes as well. The independent variables were our varying concentrations of grapeseed powder placed in each group. Our dependent variables are the textures, tastes, crunchiness, and sensory qualities of the cookies.
We proceeded through quantitative analysis and calculated its mean star ratings as well as standard deviations. The standard deviations play a very important role in providing a more accurate and precise result. It gives a measure of the amount of dispersion of the data collected in each group. Furthermore, we compared the relative frequencies in each group with one another.
In our qualitative analysis, we decided to do a test for the antioxidants in the cookies so we could know more whether or not their activity would be severely changed after the baking process. We used a DBPH formula that will react with the antioxidants and turn yellow, which could show us the antioxidant activities in these cookies. First off, we should always start by cleaning our equipment. First, we sanitize all of our test tubes and our dishes and all of the equipment we might use so that it avoids any cross-contamination that might happen during tests.
In our next step, we prepared a DBPH solution. We first started by pouring this DBPH, a few grams of it, into an Erlenmeyer flask, and eventually adding 90 milliliters of 70% ethanol into the solution and shaking it until it turns completely purple. After preparing the DBPH solution in the Erlenmeyer flask, we then covered it up with aluminum foil to prevent photochemical decomposition of this DBPH.
Step, to make the reaction more easier, we have decided to take one sample of the cookies and then we crush it up using a mortar and pestle into a fine powder.
We prepared 10 test tubes. 5 test tubes we used for the chewy cookie and the other 5 we used for the crunchy cookie. Each test tube contains 0.91 grams of each powder cookies respectively. After we put each powdered cookie in each test tube, we put 5 drops of ethanol from a pipette. Then, we use a spoon and mix it carefully so it can form a solution.
So after all of that is done, now we take back the flask and unwrap the aluminum foil. Then, we take another 10 test tubes in which we pour the DPPH solution into equally.
Then, we use a pipette to suck out the aqueous part of the food sample to each DPPH solution to observe a color change.
So the next step, the very last step, we want to observe the color change that was made by this DPPH solution when reacting to the food sample solution. That is, initially we started with a purple color, but when we reacted it with this food sample solution, it started to give off a yellow hue. And this was successful because this meant that the antioxidants had reacted with the free radicals in DPPH and changed it, neutralized it into pertaining a yellow color.
From these responses, we analyzed the star rating, standard deviations, and relative frequencies to determine the impact on the taste and acceptability of each batch of cookies. According to the standard deviation, Group C, which is 2 grams, produces the most constant result, so it's the best one compared to the others, while Group D, which is 5 grams, resulted in harder cookie textures. And for the quantitative analysis, we observed that the color change of DPPH turned from purple to yellow, which tells us that it still retained its antioxidants even after baking, showing that baking under 120 degrees Celsius is crucial. In conclusion, grapeseed powder is a versatile and health-enriching ingredient with remarkable potential. It enhances the flavor of baked goods while promoting well-being, making it an ally for a healthier and more enjoyable lifestyle. It's cost-effective, efficient, and maintains health benefits without affecting taste. We hope to see you guys again with our grapeseed cookies becoming a certified HACCP product by sampling and researching more.
Thank you for joining us in this enlightening journey into the world of grapeseed powders in cookies. This has been Jaden,
Finn?
And Yingju.
This is our research on implementing grapeseed powders into cookies as an alternative. Thank you for your attention.